Hello, welcome. I hope tonight finds everyone well. I have decided that tonight I'm gonna eat at least a little bit of my dinner on screen. Well, not on screen, but you know what I mean, on stream. Because I do not want to delay, but I am hungry. So you're gonna hear a little bit of my chicken. Super unprofessional, I know. So, as I said, I hope tonight finds everyone well. I had a bit of a last minute change of plans. But I think things are going decently well. I apologize for the noise. Apparently there's construction going on, which isn't going to help anything. Oh, why now? All right, what's your problem this time? That's your problem this time. No? No, why would it work the first try? There we go. All right, facial tracking on. Where's my food? So yeah, a little bit of a last minute change in plans. I was going to react to the new CoffeeZilla scam that he's talking about, but then Brandon Herrera dropped an election update. So we're watching that instead. And from that, I got a recommended on the Bradley, which, thanks to my work, I have some experience and opinions on. So for those of you who don't know, just catching up a little bit on the week before I get going, I did do the motherboard repair. As you can see, I have asked for help, and I have gotten some help, and I really seriously appreciate it. I still am working on what will be the thank you for that support, but I promise it's coming. It has been a heck of a week. So the motherboard and things have been replaced. We did a stress test on Wednesday evening. It worked like a charm. Obviously, my machine still can't run everything at max. It's not that good, but we should have eliminated most of the problems that we see with this kind of stuff. Also, while we will not be watching the new CoffeeZilla tonight, probably going to go back to that on Sunday, I would like to talk briefly about Rabbit AI. And me doing some catch up on what's going on with that, and an interesting twist. So as it turns out, Rabbit AI, the box, really is just Android running a modified app that pops up automatically before the rest of anything else does. Rabbit AI is literally a phone app, and the APK has leaked, and you can put it on your phone. Now, whether or not you want to do that, given the security concerns that have come up, that's another story. But for anyone who wants to play with it without spending the $200 for the box, you can now do that. However, there's more than that. Because the box is already running Android, it is apparently entirely possible to just flash Android fresh, new, onto the box and use it as a baby Android box. It can make calls, it can text, you can run apps, it can play some games in this tiny little box. Plus it still has the camera and the scroll wheel, which can use, but now you have full functionality of the touchscreen. You can even put the Rabbit AI app back on and just use it as an app. You can use other AI apps on it. And it's data capable. Which means, of all things, Rabbit AI pulled a portal. They pulled an Aperture Science. They made a device. It's a $200 Android box that is actually useful, that actually has some demand. Heck, if I wasn't making my own baby Android devices, it would actually be worth it for me. I know people that aren't, that it's worth it for them. They've made a device that's actually worth the price of entry, that actually has a market, however limited, for people, and they're using it to market a piece of crap instead. It's absolutely incredible. They're actually doing exactly what Aperture Science did. They made something, okay, maybe not as amazing as a portal gun, but legitimately useful with legitimate demand. Hi, Rippy. And focused entirely on the crap instead. I mean, if I wasn't currently in the hole, I would actually want to do a video of, I would actually want to get one of these and do a video on them, but I'm in the hole right now, so I can't. But I highly recommend you go look up videos on this, because it's something else. Now, again, given the security concerns around the company being a scam company, I would highly recommend you be careful about what you're putting on it. And understand that if you're going to spend money on this, that is, that you're taking that risk. But like I said, it's remarkable that if they marketed it as a baby tablet, as this tiny little Android device, it would have legitimate demand. Hello, welcome. So, with that said, that is my spiel on the Rabbit AI. Now we have Brandon Herrera's update on the election. And this is going to be a whole thing, and I have been looking forward to it. Before we jump in, to tell you what I know about it is that Brandon lost by only a couple hundred votes. But there was some sketchy stuff going on. First of all, Gonzalez just ran a very, very... It wasn't good. A massive smear campaign, legitimately accusing, just flat out actually accusing Brandon of committing crimes. Doing a lot of hatchet jobs to try to make it sound like he said things he didn't say, or take stuff out of context. I mean, really aggressive. But he still only lost. Oh, no, not but. We still have an and. And, like I said, he called the election well before it was actually over. Hello, welcome. And there were several regions that there were several sections that went to him that had extended problems with voting reporting. So, I haven't heard anything about a recount. A lot of people are calling for it, but I haven't seen it yet. Hopefully it turns up something. Though, given it's a GOP election and the GOP is backing Gonzalez, I mean, we've seen how the big parties act when someone they don't like within their own party starts trying to jump up in the ranks. But that's that. But even if he still lost, Gonzalez and the GOP spent 10 times the amount of money as he did. They brought in a ton of people to speak in Gonzalez's behalf, and he still only lost by a couple hundred votes. So, pretty sure that's still mission accomplished. But that's my observations. That's what I know. Brandon, as the actual candidate and the one involved, will know way more than me. So I'm sure I'm going to learn something here. I just wanted to say my piece first so that we can compare what I think I know to what he actually knows. So, that is the wrong button combination. Please. Camera. Oh, I'm on the wrong thing. That is the problem. Okay. That's why it wasn't working right. So, with that said, I'm going to continue my dinner as we see what Brandon has to say about the election.
Ladies and gentlemen, it appears that I have girl bossed a little too close to the sun.
Not again.
So last August, I made the craziest decision of my entire life.
That's why I'm running for Congress.
But now the big day has come and gone. The election is done, and we won. I'm just kidding, we lost. But did we really, though? Yes, if you're being literal, we very much did. But I'm going somewhere with this, I promise. Low-key, it was closer than we had any right to be. Short term, though, that means Spicy Me is back.
We are fucking back! We're back!
Just kidding. Spicy Me clearly never went anywhere. So for those who don't know, catching everyone up to speed, last year I announced that I would be directly challenging my congressman, a Republican by the name of Tony Gonzalez, who had previously voted for gun control amongst several other issues that I had a bit of a problem with. I did this by opening the most...
That includes things like an open border. Just for the record.
insane several other issues that I had a bit of a problem with. I did this by opening the most insane chapter of my life to date and running against him for US Congress. This is Texas District 23, the congressional district that stretches all the way from San Antonio to El Paso, making it the biggest district in all of Texas and the biggest border district with Mexico in the entire United States. Now, the original primary election was held on March 5th with 5 people in the race. The incumbent, meaning the current congressman who holds that seat, Tony Gonzalez, and 4 challengers, including myself, who were competing to replace him in that seat. Now, statistically, winning that race outright was basically impossible, but I had a trick up my sleeve. You see, we didn't have to win, we just had to ensure that Tony didn't get above 50%. Because if he didn't achieve 50%, then that means, according to Texas election law, he would be forced into what's called a runoff.
U.S. District 23.
So that seat currently belongs to Tony Gonzalez. We know that 4 people challenged him for the nomination, but right now, it looks like this is going to go to a runoff.
I love that smug little grin that Brandon has. Just like, yeah, I'm here. What are you going to do about it?
People challenged him for the nomination, but right now, it looks like this is going to go to a runoff.
That's where, instead of all 5 candidates competing for 1 seat, the incumbent then has to go into a 1 versus 1 special election with whoever came in second place.
2 Republican congressional candidates with opposing gun policy views in Texas are facing off in a high-stakes primary runoff today.
So on March 5th, we succeeded, with Tony only getting 45% of the vote and us getting 25%. What happened next was the wildest 3 months of my entire life. I'll spare the details for now, but on the cliff notes, I've been running multiple businesses, this YouTube channel, the Unsubscribed podcast, finishing the AK-50 and more while also in a 1v1 deathmatch with my sitting congressman. And I almost won. But now that we spent the whole video edging you, let's talk about the results. Despite the fact that they outspent us almost 10-1, despite the almost 9-month-long smear campaign the establishment waged against me, they almost lost to a YouTuber.
How embarrassing.
I would say we lost 51-49, but it's actually closer than that. With almost 800,000 people living in Texas District 23, we only lost by about 400 votes. On top of that, we actually won the majority of the counties in the district, 17 out of 29 to be exact. And we had the overwhelming support from the majority of the delegates from throughout the district. But all said and done, no need to huff copium, we did fall slightly short. But that begs the real question, what was our goal? I mean, going into this, we already knew this would be a radically uphill fight. We're going up against an incumbent, which right out of the gate makes this race damn near impossible because statistically incumbents almost always win primary fights. They already have the name recognition, the support of the establishment, donors on speed dial. They already have a team in place. It's kind of like attacking a fortified machine gun nest using only you, a couple of your boys, and sporks. The odds are not in your favor. But by winning second place in a primary and forcing them into a runoff election, we scared the dog shit out of the establishment. It's very clear from the way that the media talked about me before the election on March 5th, they considered me a joke candidate. A flash in the pan, nobody's serious, their investment was safe. But after March 5th, the game kind of changed.
It looks like this is going to go to a runoff. 46% support with Tony Gonzalez.
Suddenly, all of the biggest guns of the establishment were pointed directly at me. They realized the seat wasn't safe and that I was a threat.
One of the things we wanted to ask him is what he thought about his race likely heading into a runoff.
Just for a little bit of context, the last primary in this district, Tony walked away with 78% of the vote. Now he was down to almost half that, 45%, and forced into a special election. It was just a clear sign that the voters of the district were not happy with their elected representative and were willing to show up to the polls and voice their grievances. All said and done, about $10 million was spent in this race, dragging my name through the mud and attempting to assassinate my character. Not just by my opponent, but by outside groups who had a vested interest in, how would I say that, making sure somebody like me didn't get that seat.
The DNC actually helped the GOP with this.
But we had something on our side that they couldn't pay for. The grassroots, the volunteers, the genuine enthusiasm from people who wanted to make change for the better. And not just the people who wanted change, but the people who were willing to show up and put in the work to try to get it. So even though we had literally every card in the book stacked against us, I mean literally every one, the entire might of the establishment, $10 million spent attacking us. Even Matthew McConaughey and the Speaker of the fucking House coming down to try to take us out. We were still only 400 votes away. That's mind-blowing to me. Me, as somebody who has no political background, never held public office ever before in my life, never run for any sort of political office. The definition of a political outsider, going up against one of the best funded incumbents in the state of Texas, and then watching the establishment bombard us from orbit with all of their big money guns, from radio to TV to everything they could do, stacks of mail, everything. 400 votes. That's wild. Truth is, while we couldn't pull it off this time, I couldn't be more proud of all of you. A lot of people, friends of mine, whoever, a lot of people have asked me, how I'm doing. I think a lot of people expect me to be, angry, upset, what have you with the results. Honestly, the only emotion I have any room for right now is just gratitude. I am so fucking grateful for my supporters, my volunteers, my block walkers, my door knockers, the people who donated, the people who supported from afar. You guys really pulled this whole thing together, and for that, thank you. It can't be overstated what we did here, because I don't come from the political class. Like, I'm not, I am the opposite of what you would consider an establishment candidate. At the end of the day, I'm just a normal guy. In fact, I'm worse.
Don't forget, he dropped out of college. Still says I honestly thought about it when I was watching the election. Like, not even just run as, like my regular self, but actually run as a VTuber just to see what happens. I actually thought about it.
opposite of what you would consider an establishment candidate. At the end of the day, I'm just a normal guy. In fact, I'm worse than that. I'm probably one of the worst candidates you could throw at this race because I haven't lived my life really clean like somebody you would expect who's running for public office who has to pretend like they've never said the fuck word before. I'm just a regular guy. Most important.
Thank you for the lemon, Rippy. Is that for my upcoming campaign fund?
Importantly, I'm just a citizen of the district who is unhappy with my elected representative. And to be able to pull off the race that we did with everything that was thrown against us is statistically impossible. This should have never, I keep saying this, but I'm dead serious. It should have never gotten this close, but we were able to do it thanks to you. Because we really did do something here and we proved a concept that really hasn't been tried before. It really never did this level of success. We're showing that through social media and through the power of, the age of information, everybody having a smartphone in their pocket, you really can make a difference. That if you're telling the truth, if you're spreading the right message, and if you just have the right team behind you, that deep state money doesn't spend the way it used to. Now, there are two big things to cover in this real quick. One, I see a lot of people on YouTube and on Twitter and things like that, which Twitter was my favorite battleground of this race. I mean, if you didn't catch up with the Twitter escapades, dear God, bullying the establishment's become one of my favorite pastimes. There were a lot of people that weren't really familiar with how we ran this campaign, saying that, this was an online-only thing. You shouldn't have just banked on YouTube and all these other things. I had been working my ass off these last few months behind the scenes in a lot of ways that most of you probably aren't familiar with because we didn't really show it a lot online. We used YouTube, we used Twitter and everything for fundraising, which has been fantastic, and we appreciate that. But we also had a very heavy presence in person and through traditional media. Throughout the last couple months, we did over 100 in-person campaign events, speaking engagements, things like that in dozens of different cities, all throughout all 29 counties in District 23. And while we didn't have the money that the establishment was going to throw at us, we did use whatever we had strategically. We invested in mailers and texts, digital, cable, satellite ads. We left no stone unturned and ran this as a guerrilla campaign to the best of our ability. And on that note, again, I do really just want to thank my team so much. I had one of the best teams you could ever ask for. People that I was privileged to be able to work with and would gladly work with again if we if we ever ended up doing this again. Which I'm happy to never have to do if I don't need to, but what I want has never been the most important factor in decisions like this. Now to the other big issue. Due to how close it was and a couple of inconsistencies due to the counting, the night of the election, a lot of people have been asking about a recount. I do not expect a recount to change the outcome of this election. Statistically, it's highly unlikely, and we don't have any real evidence of anything that we think would move the needle enough to be able to overturn the results. That being said,
I still think Gonzalez could get caught with something if people started checking things, given the way some of the reporting went.
said thing that we think would move the needle enough to be able to overturn the results. That being said, we are going through the process of requesting a formal recount.
Well, YouTuber Brandon Edetto will request a recount in his Republican primary runoff election against U.S. Representative Tony Gonzalez.
Recounts can be expensive, which is why we're doing it strategically. We've had a couple people reach out to offer to help to pay for part of it, and whatever else is left over, I'm happy to pay for out of pocket. Again, not because I think it's going to change the outcome of the election, but if there's a chance that the election results weren't tallied the way they should have been, I feel like I owe it to my supporters, my volunteers, the people who went to bat for me, to make sure that we've crossed every T and dotted every I. So again, don't hold your breath, but yes, that is currently taking place. So now to loop all the way back around to a question that I posed earlier. What the fuck was the goal of this whole thing? What were we trying to do? Now, obviously, I wouldn't have run if I didn't think that there
Getting the establishment to blow $10 million seems like a pretty good goal, personally.
was a chance that we could win, which we've proved that there was definitely a chance. But as far as the message that we just sent to DC, I think it goes above and beyond, like I said earlier, scaring the shit out of the establishment. That's awesome to do, don't get me wrong, down to do it any day of the week. That wasn't quite the entirety of the goal, though. It comes down to three real things. One, we made the establishment and the Uniparty spend a fuckload of money. They were probably planning to spend $2 to $3 million on this race. Because you got involved, and because we got this army of shit posters behind us that actually posed a tangible threat, they went in the hole about $10 million to keep this seat. Think about that for a minute. That's fucking incredible. The second part, and this actually ties into something that I've talked about on the channel before in reference to the race, we just fired a massive shot off the bow. I said this from day one, even if we didn't take the seat, and even if we didn't win this race, it's kind of like a throwback to King Leonidas in 300, you know, talking to Xerxes. It's just a reminder that even a god king can bleed. See, this is the most my congressman has ever had to fight for his seat since he's been elected. And as we've talked about before, it was fucking tight. Like, this was a slugfest. And so what I'm hoping this is said loud and clear, and I have reason to believe that it has, is that, look, your constituents aren't happy with the way that you've been voting. The voters of the district want a strong conservative, somebody who's going to stand up for the Constitution, stand up for their rights, and that if the person in the seat isn't willing to be that, then we will stand up and we will see you at the polls. And I don't think that message clicked before, but I feel like it has now. I feel like we've proved it, even as much as they threw at us. It was about 50-50. At the bare minimum, even if you don't get voted out, it is going to be an ugly, bare knuckle, nails out kind of fight in the mud. Which brings me over to my third and final point. Now, this third thing is something that I've already been able to see with my own eyes, which gives me just a lot of hope. The third goal is to inspire hundreds, if not thousands of you, to take action in your own communities in your own way. You don't have to jump off the deep end like I did and, run for federal office, U.S. House of Representatives, even local stuff, even just getting involved with your local politics. Things like that really do make a difference. I know we couldn't have come anywhere near where we did if it wasn't for the help of grassroots groups and people that were just willing to go out and spend their own time volunteering for us. I also just now realized how dramatic this got, given that I turned off my overhead light, but you know what? It fits the mood. Fuck it. You can go out and you can be that difference. And I have never believed that more in my life than I do right now, given what I've just experienced in the last few months. It fucking matters. And I am so privileged to be able to see the amount of people who helped me with my campaign right here in the district, a lot of whom have never gotten involved in a political race before in their entire lives. Speaking directly to you now, I really hope you keep at it. It's easy to complain on the internet. You guys are actually doing something. I know that in 2012, when Ron Paul originally ran for president, even though he didn't win, he inspired an entire new generation. People who wanted less government, more liberty. It was a huge wave of the more libertarian conservative types, including myself. Ron Paul was a massive inspiration to me. And if my congressional race can inspire even a fraction of what that built, I consider that a life. That's more than I could ever ask for. So man, just looking back on it, what a wild ride this has been. Thank you guys so much. Oh, thank you to everybody who supported us, everybody who donated, everybody who endorsed us, that put their name on the line. It really has been the ride of a lifetime, but it's time to get back to doing what I do best. Blowing shit up and making fucked up jokes on the internet. Although not that I ever stopped.
Not that we went anywhere. Not that we went anywhere.
I just want to say to you, the audience, I appreciate the fact that you've stood with me through all this entire thing. I know it's been crazy. I know the content hasn't been as regular as it usually is. Your support has meant the world, and we really were able to do something that is truly special. Oh, and I guess there's really no reason to sell Herrera for Congress shirts anymore. We're probably just going to do a last run of these, just kind of as a final blowout, like just a, I don't know what you'd call that, like a limited edition, like nostalgia kind of run. They're still available at Bunker Branding. I've got the links in the description and in the pinned comment. And while you're down in the description and in the pinned comment, you can always check out sdi.edu, where you can get your start in gunsmithing and weapons technology. Content's going back to normal in a couple days. In fact, I've got some new stuff planned, including some spicy stuff that I probably shouldn't have done while I was running, that I've just kind of been saving up for now. So at the end of the day, we had a good run, put everything we had out on the table, and reminded Xerxes that he could bleed. So again, thank you guys so much for your support. Content goes back to normal next week, but I just, again, for the last time this video, I know I've been kind of mushy about it, but I just wanted to say I appreciate you. And I appreciate you staying all the way to the end. And I will see you sexy YouTube mother lovers in the next video. Thanks.
That timing, what is... That was a good video. I'm glad he's doing the recount, even if it's not, even if it doesn't change anything. I am inclined to agree with him that, just getting people out there. I look at it, look, here's how I see it. People keep coming out, people keep threatening the establishment. The establishment realizes they have to do one of two things. Listen to the people that they represent, regardless of, where it is or who it is. Just listen to the people from the district that you are instead of the party, or expend obscene amounts of money every election, every district, not just the presidential election, to try to stay in power. At which point, if they're spending 10 times as much as their opponents are in order to stay in power, they're going to run out of money first, even with rich backers. Congrats, Brandon. It was a good election, and we can always keep our fingers crossed for the recount. Though, I know that you don't actually want to be... I know you don't actually want to have to deal with the swamp that is our government. But I know the rest of us would love to see you there. Hello, welcome. Congrats and best of luck in the future. We will continue to... what's the line? We will continue to watch your career with great interest. I don't think I have a lot else to add to that. So we're going to move on to our next video before we move to the games. America's new M2A4 Bradley needs to chill out by Task and Purpose. All right, now before we get started again, I have a history with the Bradley. Because of my real life job. So I have some personal experience with some of this. I am well aware that Laserpig has made a whole video about the Bradley and the Pentagon Wars. But he doesn't have the whole story. He really focused on the stuff with Colonel Burton and that side of things, of which, yes, Colonel Burton he's a glory hound. He doesn't actually understand combat. He did nothing to help anyone. What Laserpig failed to realize is that getting to the Bradley actually was a complete disaster and involved expending an enormous amount of money in order to get there. However, the reason that there is some confusion about that is it wasn't all done under the Bradley specifically project. It was the government's total effort to get to an infantry fighting vehicle. I believe it's something like 8 or 9 different vehicle projects in the evolution, of which some are covered in the actual movie during the infamous 10-minute whatever section about armchair generals making demands of the poor colonel trying to develop a vehicle. Much of that, though not in the way the movie portrayed it exactly, is true. And I know this because in my day one orientation for my job that I currently work at, they actually took us through the whole project and use it as a specific example for what not to do and how to tell the government no. Straight up telling us that we're not allowed to actually tell the government the word no. But when they start making these kinds of demands and using these kinds of language, find a way to tell them no without saying the word no. So this is used as an actual training example, the whole development of it. Having said that, the current iteration of the Bradley, I don't know about this iteration, but the current iteration of the Bradley is indeed quite the good vehicle. and it does its job well. And by the time it was in the let's develop the Bradley phase of the project, most of the problems had been hammered out. Colonel Burton did nothing to fix anything. But that doesn't change the fact that getting to that point actually was a disaster. It just wasn't solved by Colonel Burton. He did nothing. He actually wasted money. He tried to take us backwards. So even though, you know, the current Bradley is a good vehicle, because of that information and experience, anytime something like this pops up, I immediately cringe and kind of back away like, oh no, what did they do? Because among America's armored fighting vehicles, the Bradley is one of the ones that kind of sits on the edge the closest, where it's like, you have a good thing, stop messing with it. It took way too much money to get here. But, you know, it is what it is. So having said that, America's new Bradley needs to chill out. I am concerned.
The U.S. Army's new M2 Bradley is designed to increase survivability, and oh dear God, look at that turret. Why is it so extra? They threw the entire kitchen sink at it with new sensors, weapons, and armor. There's barely enough room up there for a cannon anymore. That turret needs to chill out. So what new capabilities did the Pentagon just cram up there? And how are they in response to some of the modern lessons learned in combat?
As of 2024, the U.S. Army has 2,500 Bradley infantry fighting vehicles of all variants that are in operational service, with an extra 2,800 chilling, lying around in storage. The U.S. Army has enough Bradleys in warehouses to arm several small countries several times over. The current plan is to upgrade 700 of them to the new M2A4 version by 2029. According to the Congressional Budget Research document, the average age of these Bradleys is about 10.2 years old. And just how different is the M2A4 Bradley from the older versions? It's basically an entirely different vehicle, so don't dead name it. First of all, the new hull is larger and thicker on the bottom to counter landmines. The vehicle is also 7 inches higher from the ground, so troops don't slam into the ceiling and break their necks if they hit a landmine. The larger hull increased the amount of Bradley reactive armor tiles they could add for protection. However, all these modifications came with a downside. They started to add a lot of serious weight. So in its glow up, it's gone from about 25 tons to 40 tons today. With the added weight, the Bradley started to slow down as a consequence, losing about 10 kilometers per hour of max speed. So it was cruising at 56 kilometers per hour and was starting to sag lower to the ground. This might not sound like a big deal, but we have to remember the Bradley's designed to operate alongside the Abrams main battle tank while it chugs along at 68 kilometers per hour.
First, I want to tell you about the brand that made this video possible, Fishing Clash. Fishing Clash is not just a mobile game, it's a highly realistic fishing simulator designed for people who are crazy about fishing in the great outdoors. More than a simple game for your phone, Fishing Clash gives outdoor lovers a taste of Mother Nature, anywhere and anytime. I used to look forward to summer fishing trips all year round. It was the time for the family to bond, get away, and be with nature. Now, every time I play Fishing Clash, it's like I'm back at the summer lake house. Whether it's catching different varieties of fish species, building fishing villages, or upgrading equipment, everyone will find something for themselves in this game. Duels and championships are both really fun, so if you have a competitive spirit, you'll enjoy it for sure. This year, Fishing Clash has become an official sponsor of Major League Fishing, which means real fishing events, competitions, and memorable moments will be recreated in the game for all of us to enjoy. Follow Fishing Clash on Instagram and Facebook to stay tuned about the latest news. Download the game by scanning the QR code or using the link below, and use the code CAPPYARMY to get a special $20 reward, including a unique avatar for free. To redeem the gift code, follow these 3 simple steps that you see on screen. Again, make sure to use the code CAPPYARMY. To the point of mobility, take a look at this video here. It shows the completely new heavyweight torsion bars, lightweight tracks, with new shock absorbers. This allows the Bradley to pull off parking lot donuts like you see in this video here. It's very nimble and quick.
One of its main advantages is its maneuverability. That's why the A4 version received a 675 horsepower 8-cylinder diesel engine and hydraulic transmission overhaul. It's a big step up from the original 500 horsepower engine that it got back in the 80s. All of that is to say, It's now with the A4 version regained all of that lost speed. If you watch Funker 530 videos, you're probably familiar with how frequently there are fires inside vehicles that get hit. That's why the new Bradley has an instant fire suppression system that dumps the interior with extinguishing fluid and can really save lives. Let me ask you a question, Spare Parts Army. Have you ever heard the term Vetronics for armored vehicles yet? Vetronics is a portmanteau.
Portmanteau.
Okay, that doesn't help for those of us who didn't go to Harvard. A portmanteau is a combination of two words like hangry or bromance. Vetronics is a combo of vehicle and electronics, like how avionics is for aircraft. It might not be sexy like a missile, but you'll appreciate the new Bradley's Vetronics when it automatically acquires targets and passes that information along to your entire battalion, so you can send mutual hate on target. The other problem the Bradley was starting to face was...
I thought the Bradley already had a boomerang system. One moment. Or is it, or was it an add-on and now it's integrated? It might have been a bolt-on piece of equipment that they've added back, that they've now integrated. That might be the difference.
So you can send mutual hate on target. The other problem the Bradley was starting to face was limitations to the amount of electricity it could output and produce. According to this 2018 Pentagon report that we dug up, the M2A3 Bradley was tested with an Iron Fist active protection system on it. There were problems with the Iron Fist outside the obvious ones with the choice of name. It originally showed several problems, including, quote, inconsistent capability to intercept threats, counter munitions dudding and power failure to launch, low interception rate countering just 50% of incoming threats. Essentially, the interceptor munition wouldn't protect or shield the vehicle like it was meant to. It goes on to state, quote, the fielded Bradley A3 does not generate sufficient power to operate the active protection system. If that sounds lame, remember the Bradleys hadn't gotten a full overhaul like this since all the way back in 2002. So the old one was the Bradley, and this is the Chadley. So this upgrade aims to keep these additional systems that we're gonna get into running. Armored vehicles are a lot like power plugs at home. When you plug it into a bunch of different things, the circuit might overload and explode. The cost of the M2A4 upgrade is $4.35 million per unit, and the E1 variant adds additional millions to that. This means it's cheaper than designing a whole new vehicle from scratch, but twice as expensive compared to the...
Those were from that Pentagon Wars that I mentioned. As stated, yeah, cheaper than doing this again, and we already have a vehicle that works. Please, please don't.
Originating a whole new vehicle from scratch, but twice as expensive compared to the original Bradley's cost. But just like how my dad upgraded and got a new family, there are several new vehicles in the Bradley family. For example, the new M7A4B Fist variant helps deliver precision long-range fires. It hasn't gotten much attention yet, because in the past there hasn't been much need for coordinating artillery fire against insurgents. The new software and targeting capabilities allows the Bradley M7 to locate enemies, plan fire missions, and execute fast, accurate artillery and mortar fires. It does this with an instant 8-digit grid coordinate thanks to this new technology. They showed that they can put arty fire within 50 meters at 8,000 meters distance. Unlike some people in your life, this variant of the Bradley family will always be there for you. Based on evidence from recent conflicts, this largely unknown vehicle will play a much bigger role in the future, thanks to its new ability to track and target enemies with long-range fires while it's on the move. A nice upgrade. The M7 variant are being used on the front lines in Ukraine already, and my understanding is that instead of the tow missile on the side there, that's actually a giant laser target designator that sends data to nearby artillery units. Thanks to the new engine, the M2A4E1.
I'm really evil, because my first thought was, does it work on people? Oh, that's bad.
Subvariant to nearby artillery units. Thanks to the new engine, the M2A4E1 subvariant has finally installed the Iron Fist Active Protection System by Israel's Elbit Systems. That's the system that makes the turret look like the Pentagon used an AI image generator with the prompt turret-on-turret porn. Why is the system necessary? Over the past year, the old versions of the Bradley have seen intense action in Ukraine, where it's helped to repel waves of Russian assaults. Videos have shown it knocking out Russian tanks with its tow launcher, and even its HE 25mm rounds to blind tank sensors. We've observed the older versions of the Bradley destroying Russian MLTBs and BTRs. The vehicle's high explosive rounds have been used as anti-personnel rounds to suppress Russian troops in tree lines. The case has been made that the Bradley has had more of an impact on the ground in Ukraine than many Western main battle tanks. At the same time, 68 out of 186 have been reported as destroyed, damaged, or abandoned during their heavy use. That's roughly 36% of the Bradleys in Ukraine, according to my grunt math. One is even on display in Moscow right now as a war trophy. Russia's estimated to have lost 8,800 various types of all armored vehicles, including roughly 2,470 of the comparable infantry fighting vehicles that they have. And that's all that's been visually confirmed since the start of the invasion. All of this is to say, it's clear that armored vehicles like the Bradley IFV are useful as they are vulnerable, especially to the new threats on the battlefield like FPV drone teams and anti-tank missiles. That's why the new upgrade hopes to address all of these problems, with survivability upgrades. Part of the reason why the turret is so crammed up there is because you're looking at radars, cameras, and sensors that it uses to detect incoming threats. Those are mostly the Iron Fist Active Protection System that's been finally installed after years of trying to get it to work. The new version has enough electrical power capacity to run it properly, because it draws between 610 and 820 watts of electricity to function correctly. That's why there are 4 boxy-looking external cameras and 4 small wedge-shaped radar panels up there, each that cover a 90-degree arc. The larger hull leaves plenty of
The only problem I have with this, instead of just flat out replacing the turret, which I know we have something that works, stop breaking it, but still, is those sensor systems are really extra exposed compared to tanks with active protection systems. Which kind of means you can probably deal with them with a sniper rifle. Maybe. I'm just concerned. I'm concerned about this one. But maybe it's better protected than I think it is.
Of room for there, each that cover a 90-degree arc. The larger hull leaves plenty of room for its computer processors that are located inside the vehicle. When you put them together, you get a 360-degree system, and I'm guessing an absolute nightmare for maintenance checks to add to your PMCS. If I'm operating one of those, I'm going to have the Elbit Systems tech support Carl saved into my phone. I'm going to know each of his kids' birthdays, and that his wife's name is Barbara, and that she's been acting kind of funny lately. And now Carl wants to know what I think that means. Originally, the Iron Fist was designed for intercepting fast-moving threats like recoilless rifle, heat tank rounds. The problem here is getting into also detecting slower-moving FPV drones, which reach max speeds of only around 100 miles per hour, likely far less than that when you have a munition strapped to it. This version will get its Iron Fist Light version, which stops RPGs and Cornet missiles that travel at about 250 miles per hour. The heavier version stops those tank rounds, although this one might be able to divert tank rounds. The 250 miles per hour might sound fast, but when you consider that tank rounds travel at 3,600 miles per hour, it's a major difference. When it detects an incoming threat, it then launches a small blast warhead that detonates at a precisely calculated time, which produces a shockwave that diverts the threat. Let's have a moment of silence for all the Bradley mechanics out there in the motor pool who are spending untold hours modifying these vehicles. The Iron Fist can spot enemy drones from up to a mile away and knock them out. We're talking about precision down to 300 to 350 milliseconds. Typically, blinking takes about 300 to 400 milliseconds. I didn't know that off the top of my head, I had to Google that. It's preloaded on 2 small rotating turrets on the Bradley turret, so it can take on 2 incoming attacks at the same time, or up to 4 in quick succession before it's out of shots. It's turrets all the way down here. Wait, doesn't it look kind of familiar? I've seen that somewhere before. Oh. Yep, that's where. You're probably already familiar with the lower tech solutions to address this problem, like we've been seeing the turtle tanks from Russia. But before we laugh at that solution, we have to ask if it might actually offer just as good odds of working. It's also still unclear if the high elevation angle of the Iron Fist means that it can do full vertical engagement. That's usually a blind spot on active protection systems. According to this 2022 Department of Defense test, the new trophy system on the M2A4 Bradley has a more effective rate. However, a quote from the test states Iron Fist continues to face effective deficiencies. It's possible that it's been improved since the original test. I mean, it adds about 1,500 pounds in weight, or 3/4 of a ton, so it better be worth it. The interception rates are classified in that document specifically. However, Defense News, I found that they interviewed Lieutenant Colonel Iglesias, who is the M2A4 Bradley product manager, and he revealed that the Iron Fist on the Bradley has an interception rate of 70%. I'm not going to lecture Lieutenant Colonel on OPSEC, so I'm assuming he was authorized to reveal that number. That still leaves 30% of the time where I'm toast and it doesn't work. Although, according to Lieutenant Colonel Iglesias,
okay, I'm still concerned about a sniper being able to shut that down, but 70% odds of interception is better than just not using the thing. That is a valid point to make.
From his percent of the time where I'm toast and it doesn't work. Although, according to Lieutenant Colonel Iglesias, from his interview in Defense News, he said, quote, "We fired a lot more shots. We made it so a good amount of those shots were in what we call an operationally relevant environment, where you have other things operating. We go into areas where there are buildings and other vehicles in the area." So they ran it through the gauntlet. They took the kids' gloves off for the tests, according to the Army. We've seen how technology has delayed updates to the vehicle before, like when the 6 batteries in the turret overheated and discharged toxic fumes straight into the turret and the crew compartment. That might have been a safety hazard, I don't know. Those issues were later fixed, but it goes to show the type of technology issues that you can run into when you're trying to innovate. The Department of Defense test of the Iron Fist also revealed some feedback from the regular old troops who were on the Bradley. They said it would be better if you could turn it into standby mode so it wouldn't fire while troops were out of the vehicle getting in or out of the hull. Because if you're standing outside the vehicle when that goes off, there's going to be shrapnel everywhere. Personally, I think it's kind of funny to hear that it took a soldier to point that out and say that, hey, don't let this thing blow us up when we're outside, that occurred to 0 of the engineers.
I'm not surprised, and I find it really sad that I'm not surprised.
That means. Don't let this thing blow us up when we're outside, that occurred to 0 of the engineers, that means. They went on to say that it would also be nice to know if there was a near miss and the location of where that shot came from. But there are other ways for the Bradley to stop drones. The new version will have radio jammers, although we don't know how effective that'll be against drones. We know that they worked well against IEDs in Iraq. On my Stryker, the front of the vehicle in Iraq, we had an electronic warfare systems that would prevent cell phones from being dialed. I just realized we probably shut off cell service for a lot of people when we were driving around the AO. However, the problem with jammers is that they're active, so you instantly become a target on the enemy's radar when you're using these jammers. So where is the money coming for this M2 Bradley A4E1 upgrade? Where's all this funds coming from? The funding is actually coming from the money to replace the older units sent to Ukraine. So it wasn't budgetary analysis, but the war in Ukraine that helped the Bradleys get these upgrades. The conflict highlighted not only the vehicle's strengths, but also its vulnerabilities in modern warfare. So in March 2024, after years of budget delays, the Army's Program Executive Office, Ground Combat Systems, announced that they got the green light and the cash to snag the M2A4E1 for every Bradley that the US has shipped over to Ukraine, so about 186. The US gifted Bradleys to Ukraine have become an effective way to replace the old stock with newer ones. It'd be like if I gave away my used 2008 Toyota Camry and then I used that as a gift to write off a brand new 2005 Toyota Camry. One of those massive cameras on the top of the turret is the new forward-looking infrared gunner sight. We know it will have better specifications than the current version that has a 4 to 12x zoom. It has an integrated sight stabilization system so the gunner can nail far-off targets accurately. An announcement from PEO Soldier made it sound like this was a 3rd generation FLIR, but that might not be the case. It's being called an improved high-definition forward-looking infrared gunner sight. What we do know is that the sight will deliver better contrast, less jitter, and a high image resolution compared to its predecessors, which makes identifying targets easier. These changes are the reason why, according to the Army's fiscal year 2022 budget justification book, current projections indicate that the Bradley fighting vehicle and its support vehicle will remain in the Armored Brigade combat formation until the 2050s. The total budget for the upgrades to the over 200 Bradleys so far is $75 million. And what about weaponry? Although the M2 Bradley will continue using its rapid-fire M242 Bushmaster 25mm autocannon, the TOW missile itself has received upgrades to its propulsion system. It now has a top-down attack mode and bunker buster version. You can have 2 in the launcher and 5 stowed in the vehicle. You can't say Big Army doesn't care about lower enlisted guys anymore. It only took them 43 years to add an environmental control unit now. I was a little bitch, I got pampered in the Stryker. We had air conditioning in there. It sucked, but it blew air in my face, and that was all I needed to not pass out in 120 degrees of heat. One of the biggest complaints about soldiers in the past was not having an air conditioning unit in the Bradley. The new Bradley now has an air conditioning unit, so no matter where you wore, you'll be comfortable while you wore. Replacing the Bradley has proven to be extremely expensive and difficult in its own right. In 2020, the US Army began its 4th attempt to replace it, having already spent $24 billion on previous efforts. The next generation XM30 will be procured by 2030 at the soonest.
I did tell you that the Bradley is right on the edge. It's a good vehicle, but it's always playing with being a disaster.
The next generation XM30 will be procured by 2030 at the soonest. So if the Army drives these IFVs like I drive my car, they'll still be in service for a couple of decades from now. Looking at the Congressional Budget Office document, we can see the graph shows procurement of the Bradley M2A4 stops altogether in 2025. Then in theory, the XM30 picks up starting in around 2027, if all goes according to plan, which we all know it always does. That means that the M2 Bradley is likely going to still be laying down hate long after I'm dead. But what do you think about the Bradley's new additions? Let me know in the comments. In the meantime, like and share this video if you found it valuable, and subscribe for more updates on the Bradley, and join us on our Discord server. We have 5,000 members on there. Stay tuned, Spare Parts Army. Thank you for watching, and until next time, I'm Chris Cappy signing off.
It hurts. It hurts. Like I said, I can see the point with what they're doing. I am concerned about the vulnerability of the defense system. Now, the nice thing about the defense systems is if you cluster a bunch of vehicles together, it's all working together. Plus, if you cluster a bunch of vehicles together, then whenever someone tries to screw with you, all the vehicles pounce on you. I'm just concerned. I always get nervous when the Bradley's involved, as I've already said. It seems like it's a neat upgrade package. In particular, I like the engine. I like boosting the engine up so that it can keep up more and deal with all the stuff that they keep piling onto it. Like I said, I don't know. I feel like just accepting you need to add an outer layer to the turret. You know, maybe keep the core turret the same, but actually add an outer layer to it to house the stuff instead of kind of bolting a bunch of it on, if that makes any sense. I don't know. That's where I stand with it. I mean, the core Bradley I like, but he said it. This is try number 4 of this one. All right. With that said, before we get to the regular game, do we want to do some Wuthering Wave pulls quick? I've been saving my stuff. Why don't we see what pops before we move over to Stardew Valley? Oh my gosh, Epic! You and your notices, go away. I'll take my chances with a normal tank. Well, I mean, as an infantry fighting vehicle, if you need to do infantry fighting, you don't get a lot of choices in terms of if you're in a tank or not. But yes, a normal tank is going to be much better defended. That's the nature of it being a tank. I'll try number 4, but we aren't going to even discuss how many version iterations. True. And as I said when we started, there is the issue of how long it took us to even get here. It just makes me nervous. There is no other way to put it. Update complete. Please restart game again. Oh, right. Yeah, I've been going back and forth between the two accounts just to keep them both active, I guess. Might as well do both for the logins, for the draws. See what the differences are. Money! Prima gems that aren't prima gems. Well, let's see how many I have, because I'm actually not sure how many I have first. Oh, right, we've got the new... Okay, let's do... these first. Did I turn the volume down on this too? I might have. Ooh. I might have turned the volume down on this. Give me a sec. Now this time we're gonna go for her. Which was not a success.
Whether you need help with working out or maintaining your health, feel free to come by my gym. We welcome all visitors.
Okay. Okay, so that gives us, we still have 4 of those and 0 of those. Now, do we have enough to buy 6 if I collect all my rewards? The answer is probably not, but we're going to try. 1 here. Nope. And I'm only doing 10 pulls out of necessity. So, with that, we're going to exit out and go to the other account. The main account, as it were. So we're just going to do this, then we'll head off to Stardew Valley. Okay, nothing to collect here. What do I have to buy with? Not a lot. I can buy 2 of something. So how many of what do I have? 5? Right, so we're just doing a 10 pull and then that will be it. Oh, he is one of the rates up though. Okay.
G'day. What does our loyal client wish to inquire about today?
Okay. Let's say, didn't I already have him?
Whether you need help with working out
Really?
or maintaining your health, feel free to come by my gym. We welcome all visitors.
Huh. No, that's still not enough to get another 10 pull, so that's gonna be it for tonight for Wuthering Waves. So let's get Stardew Valley up. Please. How did you get all the way down there? All right. Have a good night, Uvi. Rest well. Yay, rain. Well, I have already got sprinklers, so I guess it doesn't matter. Cloudy, gusts of wind. Spirits hate me. Okay, that takes care of all that. Ooh, I have harvest. I have much harvest. Aha. It's gonna be a very good day. Which means we can do some planting of all those seeds that we got. And since I have a bad luck day, I don't quite have the money. But I can. Plenty of corn. I don't have the money, but I can indeed take the time to get some necessary farm thing. Oh, it's Friday. So I put it in the jar. I could take the time to get the farm things around, and since it's Friday, we also need to go to the what's it name? The traveling cart. Right, I haven't harvested since I last emptied it. I should do that. So, many things to sell. Money! Alright, let's do the traveling cart first before we worry about getting necessary stuff done. Like planting and chopping and harvesting and so on. Hello, welcome. Gate, no. Pale broth, no. Ooh, I need that. I need the goat milk. Have chub. Don't need to worry about poppy seeds. Do I need truffle oil or oil of garlic? Oh, they're so expensive. I might need the poppy. I have bream. Really? Alright, poppy, truffle oil, oil of garlic. Yeah, that goes there, finally. Oh, do I already have the poppy? I already have the poppy, sweet. Okay, so that's what? The only thing I got is the milk. Means I just need another milk or wool. Frustrating, but could be worse. Oh wait, can I just buy that? I know well, no, we'll grow the hay first and see if it goes anywhere. Alright, let's plant the seeds before we forget or run out of energy. Let's just fill this out. I don't think I have... Did I have any more sprinklers? It would be worth it. Yeah, I've put down all my sprinklers. Which means I'm not going to worry about planting any more stuff. I'm not going to do the community center. I don't have anything that I think will finish it off. Not going to worry about the mystery box. We're going to get some stuff done around the farm. Namely, clear things out. I really need the money for the better axe so I can just be done with some of this stuff. Also, if I was smart, I would have invested in a barn by now. Where would be a good place to put a barn? Can I sneak up? I might be able to sneak up and check what I need for the barn quick. I say as I continue to get distracted as I go. Okay, I'm going to need wood, stone, I don't know, not quartz. I'm gonna take those. Guys, don't know if I'm gonna need, but we're gonna find out. I'm not taking the geodes, I won't be there in time. I should have brought the sword along the deposit there. Now that I can. How long does it take cows to produce milk? Or sheep to produce wool? Okay, cows are the only things available in the basic barn. Okay, after 5 nights. So we have time. We're going to be pushing it, but we will have time to do this. We will have time to do this. We'll be pushing our luck. But it is indeed possible. Now let's put it there. We'll clear the trees around it then. And then I can create stuff around it. Is it faster to go this way? What, did I just waste my time going through the mines? I probably wasted my time. Alright, we have a path to clear. I probably should have tried to clear out down here and put it here to be a little closer. Darn it. I need to get the horse. But in order to do that, I need a better axe. It'd be nice if we could do like Minecraft and just kind of like set the trees on fire to get rid of them. You're in green hat seeking spirited horse for rides. I think I need like 150 hardwood. Which I have just enough iron for the axe to be able to chop down the big logs. You know what? I think you can move faster on paths, and I have a ton of wood. It might be worth setting up some paths. Not by much. Am I really down to my last hops? Stop it. Put it in the barrel. This is not what I'd call organized. But it will get the job done, hopefully. So I heard you had OCD. Okay. Good enough for a start. Okay, I can kind of feel the speed difference. I definitely have the materials, why not? This is such a terrible path setup. Okay. Put these away. Put these away. Put these away. No, very not what you'd call organized. And I think that's it, so bed. Now, I got back some of the money that I spent. Beautiful sunny day. Spirits still hate me. I guess I can continue to do organization, I suppose. Okay. Oh! 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 Hold on. I missed harvest. Aha! Okay, let's just get rid of some of these. Also, just thinking about it, you know, I'm just picking videos as they pop up that I see them that I want to react to. Don't forget that you can go through Tangia for media share to suggest stuff. Tangia is also the only thing that I have set up for things like TTS, if anyone wants to use it. And as a certain someone who is now banned found out, it is moderated, which is why I use it. Wait a minute. Other way. Thank you. Not that I really need to be worried about having that anymore, but yeah. I don't know if that's enough, but we're gonna find out. I think that's good enough. Here's a hardwood stump. Maybe I can collect, hopefully. Yes. Aha. Get a little more hardwood. A whole 2 pieces. Okay. I think I need 10. Welcome. Maybe 8 if I'm lucky. 1,000. Which, of course, thanks to building the barn, which is necessary. I'm not anywhere close to. Oh! Yes! The first of the cranberries, which means tomorrow, you're probably going to have a lot more cranberries, which means money. I guess I'm going to go out and see if there's any quick forage I can get. Oh yes, the cranberries are some of the most profitable things in the game. Unfortunately, my interest in completion, seeing how much I can get done in the year means, I didn't just plant a giant field of cranberries. Just, in case I don't get what I need on the first round, I can get more. But, and tomorrow is more of the shop lady. more forage to sell. What do I use moss for again? I've got a big wad of moss and I just don't have anything to do with it. Hello. Lots of activity in Trovo tonight. Hope you guys are enjoying the stream. Please follow. I could use the help. Alright. I'm just gonna call it. Getting caffeine. Caffeine acquired. Okay. Not a lot of money, but it's getting me there. Buddy, gusts of wind. Okay, good luck. Yay! Tortillas. Okay. I believe that handles our issues. I believe we have the wheat we need to finish the animal bundle. Well, not the animal bundle, but you know what I mean. The feed bundle, that's it. Oh, wait. Stop that! Put it in the barrel! Ah, fertilizer, deluxe bait, statue of blessing, challenge bait, and treasure tomes. Tea. Oh, you mean for the, what's it called? Got ya. Thank you. You mean for the moss. Money! Raccoon wife will trade moss for broccoli seeds? Raccoon wife? What do you mean raccoon wife? Oh, do I need the Dorado? I might need the Dorado. And the sandfish. Okay, I don't need the Dorado. I do need the sandfish. There's apparently a raccoon with a husband? Or is it a raccoon that you can marry? You know? Shield Hero? All that stuff? If we could get our own Raftalia, you'd have my attention. Oh wait, no, it's a bit of good luck, isn't it? Darn it. Hello, welcome. Okay, are we fishing or are we mining? I think we're mining. I really need the resources. Tonight goes well. I need that. We yearn for the mines. That will never go away. I don't have any food. It's gonna be interesting. Have to be particularly careful. I say, and then immediately go away. Come on. Ooh. Lots of stuff. Lots of stuff. I need stuff. I'll get to you in a second. I'm gonna get this stuff first. There we go. Okay, we've already had a successful night in the mines. Because we're up to what? 22 gold and 20 copper. Wouldn't hurt to find an iron vein. Please? I might have to leave very soon. Come on. Stairs! Gotta be very careful about my hair. My health. There's. Okay. One more. Okay, good. Oh, there's so many monsters. Burglar shank. Any good stuff? Any good stuff? Okay. We did 5. We don't need to do any more. I can sell a shank. Oh, wait. Do I remember him having a better weapon already? Okay. Yes, but I can't afford it. Yeah, I don't need to go back to the mines. Not without any food or supplies. We can just see what else needs to be cleared out around here. Now would it be nice if we could do convert regular wood into hardwood? I realize that wood doesn't work that way, but it's worth hoping for. Ooh. Never mind, I'm out of energy. Yeah, the stone we're gonna need a lot of. Because I am 100% doing the desert. Oh, it's very uneven. I am 100% doing the desert with the stairs. Oh, I do have food. Darn it. I know we're kind of shorting, oh, that's a lot of cranberries. I know we're kind of shorting Stardew Valley's playtime, thanks to the reactions, but I kind of really want to move on to Dredge. Blackberry season right now, the bushes are full of them. Oh, I want to pick some, but I lost my basket. Can you help? Yes. Yeah, I think I'm going to take a short break and then we're going to move on to Dredge. Sorry, but I really want to play some Dredge. Also, if I'm honest, I'm quite tired. I don't know if I'm going to go the full length, so get some Dredge in before I end up deciding to cut it short, I guess. I will be back shortly. I return. Oh, I forgot to do the music thing. I'm sorry. Dredge. Right, I need to change. Thank you. Devil's Spine, this is gonna be fun. I still haven't found the conger eels. Should we take some time to earn some... Oh, well, we have money. Should we take some time to do, like, some dredging? Yeah, let's grab some resources. Oh, right, now I've got all this chum. Move that up so I can see. Did I have anything else left to do down at the, down in the swamp that I'm forgetting about? Oh, this boat is so fast. Have I been over here? It's like right next to the starting area, but I'm not sure. Whoa. I think you needed another dog tag, but that might be a resource trade, not a quest. I am unsure. But we might as well get some of these upgrades out of the way while we can. What's that noise? What was that noise? I heard a noise. Nope, you stay away from me. Oh, he's still chasing me. I don't know what was going on, but I'm not dealing with it. Make not a lot of money. Okay, all I need is a piece of cloth. And a light bulb takes one of these and some more wood. Can I sell the rest of this? Do I just have to toss this stuff? That feels like a waste. Oh wait, can I sell them at the pontoon lady? I might be able to sell them at the pontoon lady. Also, I'm not fishing, so... No point. Rod's done. Engines don't care. Net's done. Okay, I need wood and cloth. And we're gonna go check a pontoon lady. One of these is the closest. Let's just head back up there. See if we missed anything. Ooh. I'm gonna say I don't remember being at this island. What's this? Oh. Gonna be a flag. What? Are you kidding me? Something's making noises again. Pleasant as always. Money. Right. Still need the cloth. Aha! I can sell these here. They're not worth a lot, but they're worth something. I don't know if it's worth buying more explosives. I don't have another use for refined metal, I think. I have plenty of chum. I could just get one more light bulb. Maximum light. A healthy bank account? Yes. A healthy mind? Well, yeah. Alright, let's see if we can find some cloth. I don't know my way around here, but since we've killed all the monsters, I figure I can just kind of rove about. What is that noise? Okay, that's wood. Vortex Interloper. What? There's not going to be any cloth spawns here, is there? Just as I say that. Okay. I don't like the noises. Right, I need to read the descriptions. Vortex Interloper, a slow swirl twists its body, stretching it towards an unseen dimension. Twinned eels, endlessly pulling away but torn apart, they would surely perish. Two spiteful siblings splitting at the seams. So pleasant. found some dog tags. Thank you. I'll hang them on the tree here as promised. That's all of them that I can remember anyways. I can't picture their faces too clearly anymore. Alright, we're just gonna sleep. I don't know what's going on, but I'm not taking the risk. I don't know what I'm gonna need money for, but I figure it's worth it just to be safe, given I'm about to buy another upgrade. Theoretically, my final upgrade. Yep. So that's the entire docks options. I've now upgraded completely, I think. Alright, I guess we hop back over and start making our way toward the Devil's Spine, since we have also now completed I think this area. Ooh! Hold up. Why were you raised? Oh, I forgot to repair. Oh well. Hello and welcome. It's getting late, so I'm just gonna do some fishing. Woo, lots of people. Hello, welcome. There's been a lot of people popping in on Trovo. Active night. Alright, let's try that again, but with feeling. Ooh, new things. Armored Searbin? Small fish with angular armored plates and a sensory barbs under its body help it detect prey on the seabed. That looks like there's ruins. Another one of these. I'm not chasing him until I find more fish. Oh, now I find a snake mackerel. Uh-oh. A man meets you as a duck, bracing himself against the wind and spray. O rapturous day, a fresh disciple carried me to me atop the waves. Come ashore, weak thing, and rest your weary soul. I'm just passing through. Nonsense! Your arrival is providence from the deep itself. I have been calling, and now you are the answer. The rite of purification is almost at hand, and you are my replacement. I'm listening. The trial begins immediately. Tell me, what does your spirit seek? Happiness, sadness, emptiness? Happiness is kind of the obvious answer, except we're in a Lovecraft game. Emptiness seems like the correct safe answer in a Lovecraft setting. Yes, a pure vessel. Only those devoid of mortality can ascend past it. Then your flesh, what does it crave? The warmth of the sun, the sting of the salt, the chill of the water. Well, I'm a fisherman, so the sting of the salt. Pain is a trick of the flesh. Do not surrender to it. Finally, what does the world deserve? Everything, nothing. Ooh! For a Lovecraft game, this is tough. Because both could go so wrong. I'm gonna pick nothing because of the idea that if the world asks or deserves nothing, then maybe the elder thing will not interfere with the world. Because we don't deserve the elder thing's gifts. Does that make sense? Hello, welcome! Is there something going on with Trovo? We've had a lot of people pop their heads in. And you're all welcome, of course, I'm just not used to it. I'm going with nothing and hoping. Exactly, and yet it takes endlessly. Harvesting, draining, but soon it will know that it has taken too much. Oh boy. Here rolls my initiate is act to herald the purge. What? Stone hearths, these 3 idols lie barren and void. Retrieve 3 fathomless flames from the crags behind us and ignite the crucibles. Visit the shrines of the deep. Oh, mark them. They will offer further guidance, and I must provide no more. Good. Oh, fanatic. Goody. Looking for sunken relics. Are there any shipwrecks nearby? Relics, you say? Perhaps. One such as this? Pulls an antique pocket watch from inside his robe. Droplets of sea spray crackle and seethe in the air around it. You are drawn to it too, I see. Found me during my rite of proving as I scavenged for creatures of power. It sapped up my spirit when I first recovered it, but I came to appreciate its strange nourishment with time. As will you. When the ritual is prepared, it will be yours to carry forth. Goody. Carve ancient creatures test, which covering want to look at. Swarm of small creatures. The ravenous children, alone they are nothing, together they summon her. Beneath these words, somebody has added a crudely scratched note. Do not let them grip you, burn them away. Goody, goody, goody. Large eyeless beast. Carvey has a large fist with crossed out eyes. The unseen mother. When the starving cannot eat, she approaches. Blind but can hear her children. Avoid at all costs. Carving shows a bubbling underwater vent, the breath of salvation. It burns those that mean harm. Only the pure remain. Protection. Follow the magma. Find them. Left statue. Statue holds a stone crucible. It's empty. Stone crucible. Right. These are just all going to be the same. I am prepared to talk work. You know, you have the links to my stuff. I will not be adding you. You can jump in. However, since you are soliciting me, I will not pay up front. That is the rule. If you show up unbidden, I will not pay up front. You have to deliver first. Underwater vent and magma. Okay, so we've got 2 locations and 3 X's, and then here is our end goal. I guess we're gonna go around north and check stuff out as we go. Alright, what are you? Frilled shark. Well, that's a unique thing. Oh no. Cave, ancient lighthouse. Cave. In the dim light of the cave, you can make out some paintings on both walls. Check the left wall. I don't like the noises that are following me! These paintings depict the birth of a civilization. A great beacon of light is shown repelling a tentacled figure emerging from the sea. In the dim light of the cave, you can make out some paintings on both walls. Alright, right. These paintings depict the fall of a civilization. A volcanic eruption tears through a tall lighthouse. Monster shapes devour people as buildings turn to ruin. Good, 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 good. This is just gonna... You climb the many steps leading to the ancient lighthouse. At its base is a solid stone door. You can't see a handle, but there's a large socket carved into the face of the door. Hold up. Is this where I'm putting those papers? I have like part of a paper. Why is it getting louder? Oh! Right, nope. Oh, they slow me. Nope. You guys can just F all the way off. I'm really hoping the pontoon lady is here. Yes, we should. Please do. Thank you. I don't know that I'm gonna need another one of these, but I'm gonna take it just in case. Yeah, see here. Nope, that's wrong. Stop it. Yeah, see? I bet I need the bottom half and then I can put that in there. Alright, since I'm here, we're gonna check out that one that's nearby. Too heavily play creatures like the pile of stuff. Great, I need to do the crab pots to get this. Of course, I need to deliver fish. What are you? Coalanth. I have no idea what kind of fish that is. Stone tablet, goody. Tattered mackerel. Tangle of ribbons stream behind this fish, its form converging around a shadowy head. A strip slides away, retreating to the depths. I'm gonna need more explosives, aren't I? Well, if I want to bypass the fish, I will. But I could also use my repelling thingy, probably. Or I could go around this way. Really? Alright, what do you need? Okay. I am not a fan of the lack of visibility. Seeing would only make it worse. I have no idea if I need this or not, so I'm just gonna have to sell it, I think. Ah, I hit the wrong button. Oh, there goes all my protection for this. Of course they can do that while I'm stuck in a cutscene. I'm... Oh. Need more explosives. Need to make sure that stuff recharges. I think that's one of the fish I need. It is. Okay. So I'm going to need to put... I'm going to need to put the crab pots down, but I can at least do this one right now. Oh, come on! Wait. Oh, this is the other one, finally. Nope, you F off. I didn't even get to see what the other one was because of all the nonsense. Oh, come on! What? It lashes out with its teeth, its tail, a hissing rises from its mouth, and then from the waters around you. Goody. Right, because I do not want to sell those. Right, it's around the back. I forgot to buy explosives. Would you stop doing that? Hello. I'm not taking any risks. Just put this fire in my box. It is, but it's certainly not acting like it. Can I get a couple more of these, please? Okay. So at this point, we've got all the rods, all the nets we actually need, all the pots. We might as well go up the engines, but I mean, I don't think there's any point to using anything but this little jet engine. You know what? Let's just grab a bunch of these, since we can. Buzz off! Alright, the crab pots are needed for the one. I didn't get a good look at what the other needed. Hello. Oh, right, I think these blink and sparkle when they actually... Yeah, they do. Haha! Volcano snail. Oh, it's a normal thing. Okay. Alright, let's see if we can get a good look at what that other thing needs. Actually, let's see what the crab pots got us. Ooh, that's one of the ones we need. I think that's the other one we need. Yeah, I think we already completed this. Aha! Okay, you give me a lot of random stuff. Congrats, you can now ritual profanely. Alright, let's deposit this stuff. Okay. Selling the wood, selling the remaining crabs. Alright. Dealing with that now. I have the go away button, but it doesn't last for long. I also have 2 explosives, which should at least make this a little easier for the approach as well. Of course. Screw it. Just to be safe. Two malformed fish breathing under the sun. Okay, so all I need, all I need, is 2 deformed fish. Got ya. So we're just fishing until we find something corrupted, is what it sounds like. But, okay, that's one. Now you guys buzz off. Wrapped shark, a grinning maw turned upwards to the sky, wing-like fins ready to take flight. Okie dokie. Whatever you say. Spending all my money on repairs. I probably could have done a little bit more fishing. I'm just checking for malformed. I can pick up actual stuff later. Or maybe we can just charge in, deposit this, and move on. No. Don't like this. Just give me a deformed fish. I cannot fit any of the crabs. Got to make up for all the damage I've taken somehow. This isn't getting me anywhere. I'll just be right back. Okie dokie. Just give me a freaking mutant. Right, I should be looking for the ones with the glowy bits. Theoretically, I just need something mutant. It doesn't have to be. It's from there specifically. As long as I can find one of the glowy things, I should be good. I also don't want to wander too far. Let's see. Alright, we're doing frilled shark fishing. See if maybe these have, never mind. Maybe? Ooh, what are you? Cusk eel. Finally! Haha! Twisted shark. 3 tails that twist and turn. 3 units behind the head. Thrice the body that must be fed. What? What? Encrusted talisman? To storage so I don't lose it. Nope, nope, you stay away from me. Okay, I've got the 3 flames. Encrusted talisman, a stone tablet surrounded by tooth and bone. A glyph of a hook is carved into the center. It increases fishing speed and aberration bonus. I've got almost $3,000. Do I need the net for passive fishing anymore? Oh, I did not get near enough sleep. Let's try that. Alright, now there wasn't storage before, so I guess... Fishing speed is at 550% now. With a 3% bonus to aberrations. I don't know what's happening, but sure. The cold flame roars in the statue's hands. Preparations are complete. The fanatic awaits. Have a good one, Rippy. I think I'm probably calling it here after I complete this. It's a little earlier than normal, but I am tired. Yeah, we're gonna do this. I'll read the messages, and then I'm going to bed, too. What is it? The flames are lit. I can feel it. That was a perfect Gondor calls for aid moment. Chill the Deep touches us now. It is time. Come. You follow him up the steps to the temple. At the top is a black stone altar. Stacked high upon the altar are layers of dark, damp wood. He draws an antique pocket watch from his robe. It sways hypnotically in the breeze. It is almost yours. May it mark the start of your journey and the end. Stowing the pocket watch in one hand, he clambers atop the pyre and raises a scroll. He begins to chant. What are you doing? He ignores you. Wind picks up, swirling sea spray around the altar. A cold blue flame. Oh, there it is. Rises from the sodden wood at his feet. Stop this. His chanting grows louder. The freezing blaze climbs his legs. His chanting continues, no pain detectable in his voice. He lifts his arms skyward. Seconds later, the inferno engulfs him. It rages for a moment, then abruptly dies. A cold mist pulls around the floor of the temple briefly before the wind sweeps it into the sea. No trace of the fanatic remains. The pyre is cold and damp. Inspect the pyre. Pocket watch. You take the pocket watch. It's freezing cold. It vibrates in your palm. Clock hands spinning wildly below the cracked face. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna deliver this. I'm gonna read the messages and then I'm going to bed. Deliver the relic. He approaches, drawing closer with an incessant ticking. You have the pocket watch. You take out the watch. Its once frozen hands are now inexplicably twitching in a rhythmic struggle, trying but failing to move forward. You place it in front of the collector. Though it has been some decades since I last laid eyes upon this, the sound of its mechanisms has grown no less unpleasant. And with that, our collection is complete. I must admit, I am surprised. I did not think you had the determination for such a job. Now, with these 5 relics in our possession, only one thing remains. I suspect you know by now. Know what? It will become apparent soon enough. We must make one final voyage. This time, I will be with you. I'm gonna take time to prepare so we can figure this out later. So be it, return when you are prepared. Alright, reading messages. Oh, take the tablets to the trader. Should we do that? Since we're here? Ah, my darling, I found you at last. When you left, I was scattered to the winds, but now I feel almost whole again. There is just one thing left to do. Throw me back. Okay. Yesterday was the reading of his mother's will. Most of the remaining estate went directly to him, of course, but to my surprise, she bequeathed me her pocket watch. Curious, I am not fond of the thing, but I know that taking it will mean a lot to him. I cannot help but feel it is some veiled jab at me from beyond the grave. She was the type to do such a thing. Was I late on some occasion? I cannot recall. Sure? Alright. Yeah, we've got tablets. We've also got trinkets to sell. We're right here. It won't take us more than another minute to do this, at most. Yay, speedy boat. Remember when that trip was like a day trip in this thing? Yeah, I think we're in the end game now. Alright, tablets. And trinkets. I'm keeping the ring. Hello, welcome. Hello. What can I do for you today? Show him the stone tablet. The trader takes the stone tablet from you and inspects it closely, turning it over in his hands. Remarkable, yes. I do believe this is a fragment of a larger arrangement. He reaches up to a high shelf and brings down a similar looking stone, albeit one covered much more dust. Holy crap, hi! Some years ago, I acquired this other piece. You found this near the ruins in Devil's Spine, didn't you? Yes. Ah, well, I suspect there will be more out there. But hold on to this for now. Study it further while you search for the other fragments. Got another? Wonderful. Please let me see it. Trader takes a stone tablet from you and lays it on the table next to the others. Judging by the age of the stone and the shape of the glyph, these are part of the same set. Just one more to find. Yep. Sell lots of trinkets. Okay, so we need... I'm not going to take the guy yet. I've at least got to do the trinkets. I'm pretty sure these guys are dead, but eh. Well, with that, I am calling it for a night as well. I pushed it relatively close to the usual time, but I'm tired and don't want to start into more on this game. Thank you again for the help and assistance. I will think of a proper reward. I didn't think that I would actually make it. Welcome to all the new people. I hope you follow along. I will be streaming at 10 p.m. Eastern on Sunday as my next stream. And with that, yeah, I think that's all I have. No other real announcements. So be safe, have a great weekend, and I will catch you in the next stream. Have a good one all.